Hello and welcome to my Adobe Illustrator tutorials for beginners. These are going to be really quick and short tutorials with little sheets that you can follow along with. This is an example of the first one we're going to do in the next video. But before that, we're going to talk about setting up your document because that's the most important thing, I think, ahead of everything else. If you set up your document badly or you don't know how to set up a document, that's going to hold you back a little bit. So, first thing we're going to do is up here, there's a new document button, or alternatively, when you open the program, you'll be on this home screen over here. What we're going to do is do new file, and this little window will pop up. The first thing we're going to be doing is yours will probably be set to pixels by default. We want to get out of the habit of using pixels. We want to switch to inches. Even if you're doing only digital stuff, I would still recommend that you just switch to inches because it's the same thing we use in real life and resolution doesn't matter. Thankfully, we're in a day and age that anything you make in Illustrator is going to be, if you move it to anything else, it's going to be high res. So let's not even worry about that. We're going to skip over the margins for now. We'll talk about that some other time, but we're going to look at the color mode button right here. What this is going to do is it's going to change us between RGB and CYMK. What the difference between these two things is going to be RGB is going to be any colors you see on a screen. My monitor is RGB, your phone is RGB, anything that glows essentially. It's the light coming out through the colors. Now what CYMK is going to be how light shines, how light creates color on physical objects like paper. So this is going to be anything that's printed out. And I primarily work in CYMK when I'm doing my art and stuff, mainly because when I print it out eventually, I want it to be the same colors as what it looks like on my screen. RGB, some neon colors aren't going to come out when you print. Just keep that in mind when you decide what you're going to do. Now, if you're 100% sure this is going to stay digital, which in this case what we're about to make is going to be digital, so just set it to RGB. And this, we're going to always leave this at 300 ppi. What this is we were talking about that it scales, it makes a bigger resolution when it comes out. This is the reason why. Your files might be slightly bigger, but that should not be an issue if this is what you're going to be doing. So we're going to go ahead and create the file. And what this is going to be is first we're going to immediately save this. I'm not going to do it just a second because I already have one. We're going to create our own asset sheet. And what this is going to be is similar to one I have, is anything you think about making, anything that's just fun, fun little thing we're making, we're going to hold on to it, and we're just going to keep that forever in our little asset sheet. And what that's going to do for us is anytime you need to come back and make like this checkered pattern I have, I never have to make this one again because I have my asset sheet that has my checkered pattern on it. And for this tutorial, that's basically all I want you to get yourself familiarized with is this little new pop-up window right here. I wouldn't really bother as much of the presets. As you can see, it's just a bunch of different sizes and it might mess with your stuff over here. Make sure your stuff is set to inches and RGB or CYMK. Know what you're going to use and what size you want your document to be, which we're going to do 300 ppi for what we're working with. And I'll see you in the next video where we are going to look at the pen tool.